We are at the threshold of Shavuos, already in the Gimli Me'agbala, the 3 days of preparation before Shavuos. And we're speaking a lot about the concept of place. Hashem is called the place. Hashem is the place. The ultimate goal in our lives is, as much as possible, to make Hashem Hamakom, the place where we exist, and that everything is contingent on Him. And when we take this to the end, we take this concept to the end, what it means is as follows, is that just like we quoted from the Nefesh HaChaim, that a person has an apple on the table, and when you move the table, the apple will fall on the ground. Our lives have to be so interconnected with the Hakadosh Baruch Hu's existence and its reality, and this is the only reality in our life. As the Rambam starts in his Sefer Yad HaChazaka, he says, "En emes kamitasei." Hashem is the ultimate truth, and His existence is the ultimate existence. The more we can place our whole existence and mindset and reality in His hands, so the more that we're living Hashem being Hamakam, and the more bracha we'll have in our life. Because when you're there, when you're in that place, that's a place filled with blessing, filled with Hashem's bracha. The more you're in the place, the more bracha you will see in your life. I just want to finish off with one very important critical point. There's a very well-established minhag. It started in the times of the Beis Yosef. The Beis Yosef had a group of very special Talmidei Chachamim who got together on Shavuos night to study Torah together. And at the end of the night, a bas kol came out and said, if you would do this with a minyan, it would give a tremendous nachas ruach. It would give a tremendous pleasure to the Shekhinah. So the next day, he got the group together, and they added a few people. They had a minyan, and at the end of the night, they were again greeted, welcomed by the bas kol, who said, in fact, you gave a tremendous nachas ruach, a tremendous pleasure to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to studying the whole night. It's a very, very great thing to study the whole night Shavuos, but the place where you are is very critical. We spoke about Hashem being the place. We spoke about Klal Yisrael being the place. Every Jew has his place, his special place. But the place for Torah, which is the final link in this three-part chain of Kuchabrich Yisrael V'Rais Echadhu, as the Zohar says, the Jewish people and the Torah and Hashem are all one, right? And they should all be in the same place. When you find a place where you have serious Talmidei Chachamim or B'nai Torah studying Torah together, want to learn, want to grow, this is really the best possible place you can be for Shavuos. But there are some places where they're interested in drinking coffee and schmoozing and talking. That's the type of place which is less beneficial to be on Shavuos, if I can put it mildly. And as we said in the last class, that the place you choose for Shavuos is going to be your place for the whole year. Just like the Jewish people by Har Sinai, each one had to establish a place. Each one had to establish their own distinct mechitzas, where they were and who they are and where they want to go. So this is what we do on Shavuos night. Depending on the place where you choose, depending on who you choose to study with, which chavrusa, which chavruta, which rav, which rabbanit, which person you decide to spend your Shavuos night with, this will determine your place on the mountain and inevitably your place for the entire year. So this is a very critical decision. You should take it very seriously, and it's even more important than when you have your sudas and where you daven. The most important decision for the Shavuos is the place where you will be at night. And I have to finish with one critical point, which I heard from my Rebbe Israel Orbach, and many other Gedolim. The Abarbanel, in fact, writes in the Agada, there's some people, if they stay up the whole night learning, the next day they'll be a rag. They won't be able to concentrate. They'll be in a bad mood. They'll be cranky. They'll fall asleep during davening. If you are one of these type of people, then the mitzvah for you is not to stay up Shavuos night. It's to go to sleep. You could stay up a little bit longer. You could study a little bit longer. You could, be someone involved. But for you, the mitzvah is to go to sleep. My previous Rosh Kol, Rav Yitzhak Kaufman, Shlita, he told us that he was learning as a bacher in a yeshiva called Kfar Hasidim, a very prestigious yeshiva, and the best bacher in the whole yeshiva used to sleep 8-9 hours a night because that's how much he needed. And he was the most serious bacher, the biggest Talmid Chacham. My Rosh Yeshiva, Rav Moshe Meisman, told me once from the Netziv, who was one of his family members of Naftali Tzvi of Berlin, one of the Rosh Yeshivas of Volozhin. He said, a masmid is someone who eats when he has to eat, he sleeps when he has to sleep, and he learns when he has to learn. The more that we make Hashem our place, the more blessing and we'll have in our life. And making Hashem our place means when it's the time to learn, we should learn. When it's the time to sleep, we should sleep. If you're the type of person who needs 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours of sleep in order to function properly the next day, then your mitzvah is to sleep on Shavuot night. And that's how you'll see the most bracha. We should have a tremendous siyata d'shmaya. Everyone should have Chag Sameach. It should be a true Yontif filled with lights, the light of Hashem, the light of the Shekhinah, and the light of the Torah, and the light of Kedushas Yisrael. And we should all be Zoiche to find our proper place on Har Sinai during this Yontif. Man Kain Ritzah.